All of a sudden, I found myself in the boys' bathroom at school, about to do a thing I thought I'd never do. Have I officially lost my mind? This time I might have done it. I might have gone too far. But at least there's a plan to fix it. Let me catch you up. Are you ready? This is wild. Here's how it all began. I was rushing to my locker, had to be on time. When your mom's the principal, you have to be the perfect kid, which is not a stretch for me. Now my sister Ashley with her epic imperfections, that's another story. There's this one time, there's no time for this story. Okay, back to my story. My mom's been on my case. Don't be late for class, do all your homework, you have to be the best out there, don't let anyone push you around. Which is hard when your life outside of class is filled with awesomeness and the classes here are, well, they're snoozers on a stick. So when I got to my locker, I heard wham! And this bully Nels came somersaulting through the air and right into the trash just where he belonged. It kind of made my day. As he was trying to get out of the trash can, which is where he belonged, there was a lot of laughter and all of a sudden there was silence. Well, by that point, I was bent over laughing. I looked up to find him standing over me with his finger in my face. He said with a deep voice, "Are you laughing at me?" As he raised his hand, I thought this was it. This is how it's going to end. "It's your lucky day because I need a rat to do my work for me," he said. "You better not object or I will end you." I could save myself, he said, by stealing an exam from my mother's office, which was about the last thing I'd ever want to do. But Nels gave me instructions to meet him in the bathroom with the papers. The bathroom is the only place where there are no cameras watching what we do. My bad day had just turned super bad. In my panic, I just nodded. Then I was out of there. Sitting at my desk in math, I wondered what the heck I was supposed to do. On the one hand, I could steal the papers and avoid the wrath of kids 3 times as big as me. On the other hand, my mother would just go wild if she found out any of her kids did a thing like that. One time, I took a pen, just a lousy pen, from my mother's desk at school, and I had to clean the toilets with a toothbrush. "Noah, are you paying attention?" a voice all of a sudden said. "She might flush me down the toilet." I screamed. Everyone was looking at me. I excused myself and ran out of the class. I knew exactly what I needed to do. After class, I did it. I snuck into my mother's office. Luckily, she was in the hall yelling at some student. When all of a sudden, I heard footsteps. Panicked, I pushed myself up against a wall real fast, as all good spies know how to do. But the footsteps went on past the door, much to my relief. Luckily, my recent mastery of the Elite Double Agents game had prepared me for that exact kind of situation. Just another reason gamers rule the world. I knew I didn't have much time, so I made quick work of checking through the papers on her desk. Ah yes, there they were. I grabbed them super quick. But the relief I felt didn't last for long. Even world-class agents can run into some trouble. In this case, her name was Mom. I saw the doorknob twist, a sure sign of disaster. I ran to a filing cabinet and managed to squeeze in just as Mom walked in with my teacher, Mrs. Nora. My teacher, as it turned out, needed the exam, just not as much as me. Then my mother looked on her desk to see that the exams were gone, and of course, as you can imagine, she went ballistic. "It's not here," she cried out to Mrs. Nora. Then she checked underneath the desk and went through all of her drawers. I knew the filing cabinet would be next, and an inconvenient sneeze sped the process up. Did she never dust that thing I was hiding in? Soon, I was eye to eye with my mother. As I was freaking out, my mother did something unexpected. She told me and Mrs. Nora that she had a plan to stop the stealing and the terrorizing that was now taking over the school. And what a plan it was! I listened as she laid it out and gave me instructions. After I left my mother's office, I met with Nels at the appointed time and handed him the papers, with the answers written on them as an extra little bonus. There was a big smile on his face. Nels gave me a high five. I might be in touch about another job. You have potential, you know, if you weren't such a wuss. I thought about it for a second when the image of my mom flushing me down the toilet popped into my head. I just nodded and smiled as he exited the bathroom. The next day, when the exam was over, we all turned in our papers to the teacher. Then my mother walked into the room and said she had an announcement, a surprise. Because some of the exams were missing, she explained, I've put a special stamp on all the papers that were handed out in class. That way, if anybody in this room brought in stolen papers with the answers already filled in, I will soon know who you are and you can expect to get a summons to my office. Nels looked like he was about to pass out. I winked at my mom as she winked back.